Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Let Me Know Podcast, the podcast where we no longer work for IMDb. We now work for Rotten Tomatoes. My name is Jay.
And I'm Vilnius.
Yes, he is Vilnius, as I like to say. And we're back here with episode number 16. What, Vilnius, when did we upload the first episode?
April at some point, so...
April. That's incredible. We're getting places, guys. We're getting places. Uploaded the first on April 9th. There you go.
Yeah, so...
And here we are.
About 3 months.
It is Sunday, July 11th. Can you believe it?
Hell yeah.
It's beautiful. So, today, we are going to be discussing something a little less related to the media. Vilnius, you want to, tell them or something?
So, as if this podcast was not narcissistic enough, today we will be discussing moments in our life that we wish to relive.
And we're sharing these with each other and with you because we thought, you know what? We've loved making these last 15 episodes, and we thought, we've got some opportunity to change it. I guess I brought this idea to Vilnius the other day. I was like, dude, Vilnius, you don't listen to Ear Biscuits, right?
Nah, I don't know what that is. That related to eyeball squid?
No. That's the Red and Link podcast, Good Mythical Morning.
Yes.
You know, they do one of my favorite things they do. I've listened to this, I guess, for 2018 and 2019. Their top 10 moments from their past year. Now, obviously, they're middle-aged guys, so they have a lot more experiences, and perhaps moments in the last year are a bit more differentiated than moments from years previous. So here we are. But here we are with some of our moments just from recently, whether recently be 3 years ago or a few months ago. But yeah, unless you got anything to add?
No.
That's fantastic. So Vilnius, just real quick before you start. So Vilnius and I are taking part of this course, right, at Penn. We're doing 2 different versions of it. And yeah, so I'm doing a full version of the program where you have to attend classes on a scheduled basis, and he's able to do it a little bit with a bit more leeway, right? So I'm doing 4 courses, and he's doing just one of the 4. And there's a career pathways course, and you pick a different career for each of the 4 weeks that the program runs. And I picked engineering this week. And the professor's name, or I don't know if he is a professor. I think he's a professor, but I can't tell because he doesn't say he's a professor. But his name is Skylar Patton. And
Good
bless
name.
his soul,
Good name.
he tries to make those, lectures. But he makes the introduction lecture was basically just him half of the time, or maybe 75% of the time, being awkward and looking far to the left of the camera. And it always bothers me with those lectures, like recorded lectures, because you can tell they're not looking away. They're not looking at it, and obviously that's fine. But at the same time, so there was an econ class, and their teleprompter is beneath the camera. But for this guy, all of his notes were on the left of the camera, so he would turn his head and talk to you from the left of the camera. It was so weird. Very interesting stuff.
Virtual schooling, virtual classes, all these things, none of them are especially successful in any manner, no matter how much the teacher has prepared or how much they're used to the program. It's never good.
It's not ideal. I know the 2 of us have probably had some interesting stories about classes.
Yeah, when they made you say the N-word, that was funny.
Wait, what? Okay, when was that? That's not good.
In English, remember?
Oh, okay. Well, to be clear, it wasn't like actually. All right, listen. It's Shakespearean or Elizabethan English. I don't remember what the word was, but it sounded a little too close.
It was the N word, but spelled Nigard, but pronounced exactly the same.
Oh, I do remember that. Yeah, all right. Yeah, that was uncomfortable. I did not feel comfortable there. That was yeah, yeah. We've had some interesting experiences in all our class. Even though Vilnius, the issue is that I always volunteer to read Shakespeare and read aloud, right? Like whether we're in class or not.
Yeah, I only will do that if it's like an actual performance thing. I like to stand up.
Yeah, yeah, that too. But either way, I'm good with it because, dude, there were literally 4 people other than me that would ever volunteer, and not all of them would volunteer all the time. But our friend Josh, always.
Yeah,
Josh.
go Josh.
Josh
Subscribe
is a
to the
goat.
Llama King Gaming.
The Llama King Gaming, the greatest YouTube channel
And
ever,
you
ever.
guys, whenever I would talk, you guys would spam me because I didn't know how to turn off notifications on my computer, so it would just make the dinging noise for the entire time I would be speaking.
Vilnius, would you like to put in a sound clip of that to the podcast?
Sure.
All right, all right, all right. So we're gonna insert a sound clip here.
I guess I'll go with the first question. Like several other people said, I don't think that just the language impairment would cause a social breakdown of this size. I think that we still can communicate fairly well, and we're as advanced of a society that I don't believe that it would fully fall apart to the extent it does. But you know, the pandemic isn't just limited to the language disorder. But if it was just the language disorder, I do believe that it would not collapse this fastly, or collapse at all even.
Right. But you're making a good point.
All right, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed that wonderful sound clip. God, it's the greatest thing ever. I have it saved to my Dropbox because our friend Mike, he clipped, he clipped it for us or whatever. I don't even know how. I don't even know how he got the recording. I don't think you can like clip stuff like that. I don't know.
You
what
can just clip stuff with Google Meets. You can just like save the last few minutes if they're recording.
Oh my
Like
god,
Twitch.
that's so that's yeah. That's so interesting. But yes, Vilnius, just incredible talent when it comes to answering questions about short stories. Um, and his MacBook popping off. I definitely spammed the group chat with a couple single letter text messages. You're lucky that it only dinged like once every couple seconds.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, our friend Professor Patton.
So Jay, would you say that is one of the moments of your life you would want to relive? Is that on your list?
What, the moment 2 hours ago when I joined Professor Patton's online lecture?
Yeah.
And then gave up watching it after 2 minutes of him looking away from the screen and realized that I already knew all the answers from chemistry class?
Nice. Top 10
No.
moments for Jay.
Top 10 moments to relive, guys. That is why I wanted to mention that, because it was just a beautiful moment in my eyes at approximately 2:13 p.m. on Sunday, July 19th, 2020. Oh, speaking of other good news, I got surgery, guys. My wrist is not bad anymore. That's good.
Go Jay!
That's good. And now I have a bass guitar, and now I play the bass guitar because I'm like cool.
Yeah, the bass guitar's pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's really nice, and you know, I played for like an hour last night. I'm gonna probably
Start a band.
no, I don't know. I may play with some friends at some point. I'm trying to learn some Hers songs. You know, I mentioned on the pod how much I love Hers, and
Yes.
you know, seeing Odin Lotting play, like their bassist, is pretty cool. So that's always something to keep in mind. I found some tabs and stuff. It's a bit complicated though. I need to learn some better technique, and I'll get there eventually. I found out that my family cannot hear me play the bass guitar from the basement, even if the amp is at full volume, so I can play as late into the night as I'd like, which is just a-okay with me.
That's nice.
Yeah,
That's
they're
epic.
saying they can only hear it from the first floor, and then they'd be hard pressed to do so with doors closed and such all the way up. So, bada boom.
Yeah,
But yeah,
that's
yeah.
epic.
Other than that, I guess that's all I gotta say. As you know, the beginning of all of our podcasts is just me talking my ass off while Vilnius sits there in silence. Um, this is just this is just the fun we have. All right. I guess I will go first, and the first the first thing that I think has left a lasting impact on me, it's something that we have talked about before on the show, is our trip to Canada about 2 years ago now.
Woo.
This Oh
Yeah,
my
it
god,
would
it's
have
been
been
2 years.
yeah, I think August 2018 we went on a school trip to Canada.
In June, Vilnius, your birthday, remember?
Oh yeah, I had my birthday in Canada. That was nice. That was awesome, man. That was such a good trip.
Yeah, we forced him to ride a mechanical pony in a basically closed shopping mall the morning of his birthday.
I don't know if that was a forced thing.
Well, I still have the video on my phone. And you drank
I
a
do as
or
well. It's a funny video because I am like I look so disinterested.
You look so sad.
But that whole trip was awesome. So many good memories have come from that. So
Lots
many
and
great
lots of good
moments,
memories.
you know. Like when we lit that Nerf bullet on fire.
Exactly, like normal people do, or when I fell asleep in the middle of a conversation. When
Oh
I fell
yeah, I
asleep in the
forgot
middle
about
of a
that.
sentence.
That was really funny.
Yeah.
And then
The one time I probably almost pushed you off the bed. I
no, it
think
was
I.
that you fell on top of me is what it was.
Oh, God, that sounds painful, given that.
Yeah, I was sleeping on the floor and then you rolled on top of me off of your bed.
And I didn't wake up.
No.
Oh, my God. That's. That's. That's bad, dude. Oh, God. But,
Yeah, we were staying with a host family for a
yeah, yeah, yeah.
while, and
In a
they
housing
were
complex
awesome.
outside of Quebec. Yeah, very nice.
They were awesome. They were very nice to us. Always gave us good food. They had this cool
Hmm.
fire pit, and we played beer pong with Red Bull.
Red Bull, and then hose water. That too.
Oh yeah, and hose water.
Uh,
There was
God.
and then there's that time we went out on a walk, and the person we were also staying with, our friend, tried to pick up some Canadian chicks.
Wait, what? I don't
Do
remember
you
that.
not remember that?
No. Oh! At the playground, huh?
Yeah. That makes him sound like a pedophile, Jay.
Well, maybe I don't know. They were definitely our age. Okay, it's not a big deal. All right, they were
Yes,
like,
yeah.
all right, all you listeners out there, these were not small children. Well, I was very interested in going to this playground, being that he saw two girls that were about our age there. And what he planned on saying to them, I don't know, because I gotta say, our French teacher's French class didn't teach us jack when it came to speaking French.
No, that was by far the best of any of the French classes we took.
No, but I learned a lot more, Madame. Like, I learned more, technically.
No, I
Yeah,
learned more
what?
with Mr. Gallagher than with Madame.
Well, we did learn the same curriculum about 3 years in a row, so, or 2
Yeah, it
years in a
was
row.
just the same exact thing.
Tis the genius of our French teacher, but you know what? I chose comp sci over AP French. So, you
So did
know,
I did win
coding.
that French Kahoot though, despite being probably the second worst at French in our grade, and that was maybe That was a very joyous moment. I'm going to put that as an honorable mention on my list of things I would like to relive. Standing on top of everyone and just basking in the stunned silence of the class as my name popped up on screen as number one.
Vilnius, I don't think I've been in French class with you since like ninth grade, so I don't really know like how you do in French. So I'm gonna go ahead and
I do
trust you
all
that
right.
you're all right.
Not spectacular, though, but,
I like the idea of stunned silence. Just like, oh my god, why?
Yeah. Back
But
to
yeah,
Canada, though, there were so many good
lots of good
memories from
memories.
that. We talked about staying in the hotel on the
Have
last
we? Oh,
episode.
yes, the gym. Of course, watching $100,000 pyramid. Yeah.
There was that giant waterfall walkway we went down. That was so cool. It wasn't
That's
Niagara
a.
Falls, but it
It's
was. That
Montmorency.
was one of the coolest looking things I've ever seen.
Yeah.
There was when Sam consumed like 7 bottles of Mountain Dew in 2 days or whatever it was.
Yes, lots. No. I think it was 8 and 4.
For something like that.
I think he's crazy enough to do 7 and 2, but I think 8 and 4 was what he capped at. And when I ate an entire box of Quebecois fudge in one night because I'm a
Oh yeah, I
chubbo.
remember that.
Yes, without thinking about it. This is just the person I am. It's a disappointing existence, but you know,
That was such a good trip. It was. We saw so many cool things, so many wonderful, awesome things.
we went to
With
that museum. What was that museum? Chateau Frontenac. The Museum of Civilization. Was that what it was?
oh yes. This was
Dude, that thing
that was a really
was
cool thing.
that was interesting. I don't really remember 100% what it was. I just remember there
It was
being a
about
lot
like
of.
evolution.
I don't know. I do remember there being a room of taxidermy, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
But yeah. It's a that museum was really cool. And then we also went to the we went to the Citadel on top of the mountain or the hill rather.
Oh my
And
god. Yeah.
got a
That was
view over the
spooky.
entire thing.
That was spooky.
Why? What?
Heights.
Oh yeah, true. Yeah, there's that beautiful lookout spot. Let me see if anyway, we did a lot of interesting things. Oh, the ferry. You remember taking the ferry? That was pretty interesting. We took the ferry over across the river from Old Quebec, like down in the lower town, to I don't even know where it goes to. Just the other side of
It
the.
was the other side where there was all the shopping stuff. We went to that comic book store and just walked around. That was the best day when we were just walking around for.
Wait, that's a different place. That's Rue Saint. What's it called? Rue Saint. Is it James or Jean? It's like it's supposedly a world famous shopping street. Like it's a famous place. I just can't remember the name of it. But yeah. I remember just taking the funicular down. Well, it's a very short funicular ride, but it was quite interesting. Uh, but yeah,
Yeah, that was cool.
yeah, and we got to we got to see a lot of cool things. That's definitely a fantastic experience that it's hard
A
to
lot of
live
good
down.
memories came from that.
Yeah, setting some wet wipes on fire in Nerf bullets and then playing weird bouncy get the Nerf bullet into the cup. That's just the amazing things that you can do
I
in
think I still
Canada.
have that burned Nerf bullet in my room.
I need to see it, Vilnius. That would be really cool if you still had that.
Or if I find it, I'll send you a picture of it.
Yeah, do that. And there is one thing that I was unable to keep. It was that box of fudge that I ate in one night without realizing. Because I'm a glutton.
Oh yeah, you were
Yes.
gonna bring that back as a souvenir.
No. I bought 2 boxes of fudge, right? one of them was for me to like have with other people, and then one of them was for my family, and I did get that to them. The other one, can't say that the mission turned out so well. All right, that's all I'm saying is that it was a tough mission, and I may or may not have failed the mission of giving it to other people as well. So listen, dude. 2 years ago, I'm sure that fudge is long gone, unless maybe I have it in my dreams, like a little chocolatey taste of fudge. That's the only remainder of that box. That box is in the trash now. That box is in the trash in the suburbs of Quebec City.
Yeah.
Gone forever. But anyway.
Yeah, shall I go on to my thing then?
Yeah, go ahead.
So, the first thing on my list is a bit less specific, or a bit more specific than Jay's. I have my list here. It is titled as Dead Baby.
God.
In reference to my personal favorite movie-going experience, I was going to watch Incredibles 2 with my friends Sam and Colin. And that movie was okay. I've insulted it on another episode of the podcast.
Yeah.
But before it played was a short about a mother, and she's like a very overprotective mother. And then her son grows up and moves out, and she's like, "Oh, I'm so sad now." So then she turns a dumpling into her child. And right? And so she's living with this dumpling, and the dumpling's growing, and then the dumpling is like, "Hey, I want to do things now." And the mom is like, "No, but don't be like my other son." So she murders and eats her child alive. And so
I like how bluntly you put it.
when discussing this with others, it seems that the reaction that other audiences had was to be rather sad about this scene. Be like, "Oh, man." But me, Colin, and Sam immediately started cackling incredibly loudly. And slowly, the rest of the theater followed us. It was like nervous laughter at us that then started into like this wave of the entire audience just cackling at this mother killing her child. It's a very out of nowhere scene that really doesn't fit into the story in really any emotional manner. Like it just kind of just happens. It's not like the climax of the story is bringing it up to this point. It's just like, oh, mother just killed her child. And that was by far the most fun thing about that movie. And it's such a good moment, and I felt so good just being the cause of this wave of evil laughter, essentially.
Villainous lives.
But yeah, that's one of mine.
Villainous lives for the rush of feeling evil.
Yeah. Yes, so that's my thing. You want to go back to another of yours, Jay?
Yeah. So another one I want to talk about is just a small moment that I had back in January 2019. One night. So I think I mentioned before how I play video games a bit. I'm not very good, and I just kind of play them just for funsies or whatever. Now, in January of 2019, I had bought Rainbow Six Siege, which Vilnius or any people who know me may know that's one of my longtime favorite games, at least for the past year and a half. Famous game. If you're not familiar, don't blame you. Whatever. It's like a tactical ops shooter. Pretty interesting. Now, in January of 2019, I first got this game. I was super excited. I'd been really into it, as I usually am with a game. Like, I watch a lot of content from it and stuff like that. And then, I come around and get it. And so just a couple weeks into me, playing, I just happened in a lobby upon three other folks. So people that I obviously didn't know previously, strangers in a casual game that I called like Ghost, Wyatt, and Harley, just based off their usernames. And that night we played for like 3 or 4 hours and just had so much fun. Um, and this was one of the first times that I ever felt like I actually made friends while playing video games, which is something that I do value quite a lot now. I have several friends that I've made over the past year and a half, since then, that I play with consistently, and that some of which I have like a more real life relationship with, which is really great. And besides playing with my friends that I know personally, it's always nice to get to know
Mm-hmm.
new people and try and it, it doesn't matter if it's like a long term thing or anything, but I think just since then, I think the value of meeting new people, whether strangers, whether it be my age, younger or older, it's never by much, honestly. I'm pretty median age, I guess, for this kind of thing. It's always a super rewarding experience, even though it may not seem like it's just like playing Xbox or whatever. But to me, I always feel like really happy to know that there are people who are interested in chatting and hanging out and stuff, and that's always cool. So I think that
Yeah,
that
yeah.
marked a bit of a turning point in the past year and a half, and allow me to be friends with people like Doof, and even like expand
Mm-hmm.
and be friendly with his friends, like you know from his personal life and stuff like that. So and I've got a whole list of other friends, or I've got a decent list of other friends at least that I'm still in touch with, and that's always great. So yeah.
Yeah, yeah. That's good. I have not been able to really forge any relationships over the internet, but yeah, that's pretty awesome. Pretty good accomplishment there you've got, Jay.
Yeah. I am a very accomplished man. Probably one of the most accomplished you've ever seen, Velmas.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
By far, by far.
By far. No questions asked.
Yeah. So the next thing on my list is something fairly recent that happened about a month before quarantine started. Um, and that would be the conclusion of a bet I made with a friend of mine named Josh, the aforementioned Llama King Gaming.
Oh.
Anyhow, yeah, you know what it is. So we were looking up world records, mostly that of famous world record holder Pavlov Durdik, and happened upon the world record for most sticks of butter consumed in 5 minutes, which I believe is like 7. Josh said that that's light work and that he could do it. So I made a $25 bet with him that he would be able to consume 3 sticks of butter in 5 minutes. And Josh just took me on that, and we gave him 2 weeks to prepare, 2 weeks to train, in which he did not train at all. The day came, and so we went up to our school's rooftop, and we took the benches, or we took one bench and a table, and put it up in the center of the roof. And then there were about 30 or so people that were surrounding Josh, and he had 3 sticks of butter and a bottle of water set up, right?
Yeah.
And it was like the most hype thing ever. It was so much fun, just everyone cheering for Josh as he wallowed in his pain and obviously failed, only managing to consume about 1 stick of butter, or 1.5, but with the help of our other friend Kai, who came in and took a massive bite out of one of the sticks for him.
God. It's nasty, dude.
And it was just so awesome to just watch Josh suffer.
Suffer for his own pride. I mean, that's
Yeah.
dedication, dude. Dedication to the trade
Yeah.
of Llama King Gaming.
Mm-hmm.
Just to let you know that this podcast episode is sponsored by the Llama King Gaming. Just wanted to, shout out Josh, and now that you know that you're sponsoring us, you owe us like a lot of money. Because we
Yeah,
talked about you, we
Josh.
talked about you twice in this episode, so you don't really have a choice. Um, be
Mm-hmm.
sure to
I will be expecting $50 in the mail.
yeah, be sure to check them out or not check them out. I mean, honestly, it doesn't really matter either way. And yeah, thanks, Josh, for sponsoring us.
That's like that's a terrible sponsorship. Be sure to check him out, but I don't really care if you check him out, guys. He kind of sucks though. But like, yeah, check him out if you want.
Yeah. Oh, that's generally the kinds of sponsorships I do. I don't know about you, Vilnius, but people pay good buck for mine. I'm a prolific sponsorshipper, so when I'm pulling up with my Tesla and Ferrari and
You can tell he's a massive shill.
yeah, exactly. That's exactly true, guys.
So you want to go with another one on your list, Jay?
Yes. So this is another memory that involves Vilnius and I. But Vilnius.
Yes.
So this was like around the week before my birthday in 2019. So my birthday in 2019 was fantastic. I had some friends over. We ate Mexican food because Mexican food. But the Friday before was not even better, but it was just as good. Well, it was pretty good. But Vilnius had some tickets to a concert. Vilnius, do you remember who this band was? I don't remember at all.
It was Hives and Refused, right? Those two bands.
That is
the
right.
Hives and Refused.
The Hives and Refused, and then some opening band that I can't remember what they were called. But
I believe it was Caspian.
Caspian? Yeah, I don't think I ever knew what they were called, I guess. But so we went to a venue up in North Philly-ish. And it was just the two of us. We ate overpriced chicken fingers because
Oh yeah, those chicken fingers were not worth the large quantity of money.
Wasn't it?
It was like
$15, $15.
Yeah, for like 3 chicken wings, and then they were like McDonald's grade food.
I mean, listen, chicken fingers are like one of my favorite things to eat at events, like ever. So usually I'm willing to dish out the big bucks, but honestly, they're very mediocre. Probably worse than the Phillies game, so SMH. But Phillies game at least has good sauces. They have interesting sauces. They have a buffalo sauce now that they spurt out of a little container thing, and it's pretty good. So I'm just saying. So the concert was great. This was kind of around the time where I was getting a little bit more. I don't know. Were they really punk rock? They weren't really punk rock. They were a little
They
more
were
metal.
punk rock, yeah.
No,
Refused is
no,
very
no.
punk rock.
Really? I don't remember properly then. But
And Hives is pop punk.
Pop punk. All right. Yeah, I mean, dude. Oh no, I'm sorry. The opening band was a metal band. That's what it was. What
Yes.
wasn't the first band? Yeah. Okay. So we walked in for like the very opening band, and then we were there for Refused, and then it was 11 p.m. by the time Refused got off, which meant there was at least a half an hour before the Hives got on, which we decided to chicken out. But overall, that was a fantastic
we were there
night.
for Hives.
No, we weren't. No,
Yeah, we were, Jay.
left.
No, we left halfway through because I had to vomit, but we were there for the Hives. Remember, there was our classmate.
What happened?
Do you not remember this? We had to leave because I had to vomit, and there was the guy that goes to our school came up to us and was like, "Oh, you guys like the Hives when the Hives were playing?" We were there for the Hives.
No, Vilnius.
We did not. We left before the show finished, but we were there to see at least partially Hives because there were several songs that they performed there live that then made me go listen to Hives and put those songs in my playlist after hearing them perform them.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't realize, dude. I thought, but yeah, that was a really fun night. We played Crosswords the entire time,
Oh
or
my
at least
god,
I
yeah,
was
I
playing.
remember that. That was awesome.
Uh, we solved, I
Yeah.
think, a total of 3 crossword puzzles in about 5 hours. Uh,
Yeah, they were really, really confusing. There were some like really esoteric questions.
yeah, I re-downloaded that crossword app at some point, like relatively recently, since
Mm-hmm.
quarantine, and it is difficult, sort of difficult.
Yeah.
Um, I'm not always, the best puzzle solver, so
Mm-hmm.
happens. But
That night was really fun though.
yeah, and then we met that guy, and then I told him I liked Ailstorm, and then he basically walked away. That was pretty
Oh
funny.
yeah.
And then Vilnius yelled at me. He was like, "Dude, you can't like be telling people you like Ailstorm." I was like, "What? Why?" And he was like, "It's like because nobody likes Ailstorm." I was like, "But I do." um,
Jay, we may be the only people on the planet who listen to Ailstorm.
I listen to Ailstorm very unironically because I actually enjoy their music, which is strange. And my family would say the same because they refuse to give Ailstorm a chance. And they love, their music, and there's nothing wrong with their music, but there's lots of stuff intrinsically wrong with Ailstorm, so we're not going to question it. But that was a really fun night and one that I'll remember for a long, long time. Just because
Yeah.
we're chilling, and then we came back to my house and we listened to Mansard Roof. That's what I remember. And you were like, we listened to this on road trips. And I was like, oh, yeah, that's cool. And now that
Yeah.
song reminds me of you every time I listen to it because road trip. But
Yeah, that Vampire Weekend album was given to us by my aunt back when I lived in North Carolina, and
yeah, it's a good
you
one for
know,
sure.
we listened to that a lot back then when we would go out driving on road trips and stuff. Not so much anymore. I think we may have lost the CD, but
Ah, you got to get another one just for old time's sake.
I don't even know if the car we have now has a CD player.
Yeah, it probably does. What year is it?
I don't know. I know nothing about cars, Jay. But I have a driver's license.
He does have a driver's license. Villainous coming to crash
Yeah,
into a
but I don't
building near
usually
you.
listen to music in the car.
Oh, do you know? Yeah. I mean, music is like a big part of, I guess, like, I mean, it's a big part of a lot of people's life. Like, I grew up obviously, and I guess a lot of people did, but
Obviously.
we listen to music in the car all the time. Like, I know some people just like prefer listening to the radio or whatever. We're always like
I mean, we
hard
listen to the music
playlist.
in the car, just not when I drive, because I like to focus more. You know,
Yeah, I listen
being
to
a
music
beginner.
I listen to music when I drive.
I like that you said a lot of us grew up. You
No,
didn't
wait,
say
that's
grew up
taken out.
listening to music in the car. You just said a lot of us grew up.
No, that was taken out of context. I definitely finished that sentence, Vilnius.
You definitely did not.
Vilnius, shh, 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 shh. I did finish the sentence, Vilnius. All right, guys, don't tell Vilnius that I didn't actually finish the sentence.
There's a bit there where I like squealed or something because I found that very funny. I don't know if that came
Did
out
you
for
do a little
you.
pig squeal? No, I didn't get that.
Yes.
That's so
Uh,
disappointing. I wish I gotten the little poogie squeal. Another thing about our trip to Canada, real quick, is that my friend Virginia, we were sitting next to each other on the bus, like we sat next to each other, though, all the time, and uh, on the way up, she was like, "Well, I downloaded some shows. Mind you, this is 6:30 in the morning on a Thursday, and
mm-hmm.
like when we're going up, she was like." Oh, I downloaded some shows from Netflix. I got The Flash. I got American Horror Story. I was like, The Flash sounds good. She was like, let's watch American Horror Story. And I'm forever scarred by the pig man in season 6 that goes around and
The
murders people.
pig man.
I called him Poogie for the entire time. I don't know why.
Did you say that he goes around killing British men?
No, just people. I just said people.
Oh, I thought you said British men.
It's a very specific crime committing
Look,
Poogie. That's all
as
I'm
I said
saying.
earlier, these headphones make sometimes the audio come through like it sounds like it goes through a meat grinder.
Oh God. Yeah, but yeah, that Poogie in that show is he's no joke. Poogie's coming for you, you know?
Mm-hmm.
That's the
Yeah.
motto of AHS season 6 Roanoke.
Yeah. So my next thing is also a concert that I went to with Jay, albeit a different one. And so I've
That
spoken
is
about
true.
them before, but my favorite band is the World Inferno Friendship Society, a punk band from New York, although the singer is from New Jersey. But I believe the rest of the band and the band formed in New York. Anyhow, it was a show in the basement of the Unitarian Church, and they put on like the best shows of any band I've ever seen, of any concert I've ever been to. Their shows are the best. They really managed to kind of like transport the room into their own sort of world, just transfix you upon them with some of the best. Like the performance itself is fantastic. Certain songs are better than the recordings themselves.
Yeah, I can speak to that too. It was a fantastic concert. The openers were great too. I do
Yeah, there
remember.
was Everyman, and then there was that local band as well that I forget the name of.
Yeah, I don't remember either, but um, what definitely did leave an impression was the guy playing like. Would you say the Everyman? What would you say their genre is? It was like folk something, right?
Folk punk.
Folk punk, yeah.
We've done this bit where you ask me what genre the Everymen are in 3 different episodes so far. This will be the fourth.
I it's not really a bit. I mean, it was kind of just I
I
keep
mean, it's not
forgetting.
a planned
Cuz
bit, but you keep forgetting.
guys, just for the record, every time I say something like cuz Vilnius is really all up in this like punk music, right?
I don't know if I really am.
Every time I say something slightly wrong about the genre or something, he gets angry at me and then starts
I
telling me
don't get
what's
angry. It's just
you
that
get
you. I would not
you
say
get
that I
so
get angry. It's just that you always forget and you end up asking like 8 times.
well,
Angie?
yeah, because all yeah, it's so angry. All of a sudden, I'm worried that you're that you're gonna be like, well, no, Jay, it's folk. I'm like, oh, okay.
Well, it's just that Jay. I'm not getting that angry at you. It's just that you.
So angry, Vilnius. Vilnius, you're so angry. Vilnius, you're so angry.
Yes,
Look,
I'm
guys, I can get
enraged.
him really angry right now if I just keep telling him he's angry, and then he's like, no, and I'm like, yes, no. This is gonna go so well. Vilnius, you're angry.
Brug Tech moment.
But yeah, anyway, I can attest to that concert. It was a fantastic night. We had a good time. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so the fourth moment that I wanted to talk about was actually back in January. So one of those recent memories that feels like hasn't been separated too much from nowadays like quarantine and such. I went to lunch with Eric, who I've discussed before, a good friend of ours. Um, and we kind of decided, kind of off the cuff, to go to Reading Terminal Market, which is, a market in Center City, Philadelphia, that has like the super wide variety of stuff. And it was, we just had we had a really, really, really good time. I suppose there's not a ton to elaborate on, but I think
Mm-hmm.
it was kind of like a special time, good time. I remember I texted him on Christmas Day. I was like, all right, January, whatever, I can't remember the day. Bring like $25 or 15, or I'm sorry, $15. I was going to take him to this Indian restaurant that I really, really liked, called Dunno, that is in Center City, near the river. And at the end, they were all booked up, all the tables. We didn't make a reservation. So we
Aw.
decided, all right, so let's go to Chinatown. And so, like, I don't know why we decided to go to Chinatown. I was like, you know what sounds good right now? Like some Peking duck. Peking duck is not cheap, but I don't know why I thought that was a great idea because that's what we did. Go to Chinatown. I wonder, And Eric was like, you ever been to Reading Terminal? I was like, yep, that's where we're going right now. I think I said, like, all right, sounds good. That's where we're headed. Um,
Reading Terminal is great. They have so much good food there.
Dude, we had habanero cheese curds, killer. Barbecue
Ooh.
chicken wings, killer. Bassett's ice cream, always a good one. In mid-January, not ideal, but still very good. At least the ice
Ice
cream
cream
doesn't
is
melt.
good any time of the year.
Oh yeah, but we walked outside while eating it without gloves. It was really,
Oh,
really cold. Because he had to go home, and I
yeah.
had to go home too. Eventually, at least. It was really cold, but it was great. So yeah, that was one of the great great moments I've had recently.
Mm-hmm.
Fellas?
That sounds fun. Yeah. Reading Terminal has so many delicious things there. And everything is so tightly packed too. You could just go to spend hours trying to order from each place, and every place is fantastic.
Every single one, dude. Oh my god, the smells in there are amazing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah,
They have a Termini Brothers bakery in there too, which is always to die for.
yeah.
Great baked goods. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So my next thing is about a guest of ours we've had on the podcast, the OG Toby.
OG Toby.
And I film quite a few, or I filmed quite a few of his videos for him, although obviously not any of the recent ones. And one of the major projects on his channel is that of his parody music video series, of which I have participated in the filming of all three of. And that's some of the most fun I've ever had, spending, the time helping to write them. Toby would mostly write them himself, but, helping him to record and then film the actual video for itself. And each one would take 5 hours minimum. I think the longest one took 10. And it's just so much fun because the recording process is we will have 3 shots in mind, and then we just walk around his neighborhood for 2 hours recording bits of just random stuff that help fit the scene. The second video, Tobe Ain't Whack, was the most fun of them probably for me to record because our friend Henry was there, and Henry did not expect it to take as long as it did, and it was very funny, just dragging him everywhere. He was not prepared for the experience, the hard work it takes to create one of Toby's music videos.
Toby's wonderful, wonderful 10-hour music videos that are 3 minutes long. They're beautiful, guys.
They
Highly
are
recommend that you
fantastic.
go watch them.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it's Toby pre-voice crack, so it's extra hilarious.
Well, only pre-voice crack, one. No.
No, all of them are pre-voice crack. Vilnius, go back and watch
No.
them. All of his videos, dude, his videos from a year ago. It's the same with me, though, because me, too, I had the same thing.
No.
You watch a video of us from the what is it?
Othello.
Startled Indian. What is
Startled
his
Indian
video?
is 2 years old, Jay.
Yeah, no. Have you
It's
heard my voice
Surprised
in
Indian
that?
Part 2.
Have you heard my voice in that? It's really, really funny.
I mean, you're also doing a voice in that video, though.
No, that was just. I mean,
Yeah, you
sort
do
of.
the, oh, very nice.
Yes, I do that, but also
You do a voice.
yeah, a little bit. But you can hear how high my voice is. I don't change my voice tone for that, my friend. It was
Guess
pretty
that's
funny.
true.
All in
Yeah. I mean,
ninth grade and stuff.
the only one where Toby's voice is especially high in any manner is Impus Gang, but Epic Channel is practically what he sounds like now.
Is it? Yeah.
Yeah.
I find it interesting. I think the tone of your voice changes just randomly throughout the day. I feel like just depending on what time of day it is or that kind of thing, I have a different
Yeah.
tone. So I'm not sure it quite. I'm not sure. Actually, at the end of the day, I could quite compute what somebody's voice sounds like all the time. So Yeah, you're probably right.
Mm-hmm.
But it is always funny to look back at stuff, 1 to 2 years ago, and
Yeah, yeah.
um, I was never a very big part of Toby's YouTube channel, but I always found it very funny, and I am one of the first
Mm-hmm.
100 subscribers, so I am honored.
Yeah, yeah. If you want to watch Jayan videos though on my YouTube channel, which is just my name, you can find our Othello trailer and our Jay cooking video that we made
Oh
for
my
French
god, yeah.
class. Both of those
Oh,
are
oh,
really good.
you want to hear a squeaker, dude? Oh my god. French video? Yo, my voice very very high compared to how it is now. That's quite funny to watch. I always enjoy watching that. I'm like, wow, I don't think I can even make my voice go that high anymore. Uh, it's
I'll
always
link
quite
that in the
entertaining.
description. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, go ahead and do that, Vilnius. Yeah, Vilnius is gonna ruin my street cred, but all right. Um,
Okay, Jay, you want to go again?
all right, yeah. So this last moment that I was thinking of sharing, or this last little experience, I think does a great job of summing up a lot of what my past, 9 months to a year has been, which has been trying to better myself socially and become closer with
Mm,
people that I've known for a while, but just haven't shared as close of a relationship with. So the weekend
very
before
nice.
quarantine, or the Friday before quarantine, I went out with a bunch of friends to Chinatown, which I have now discovered is one of the greatest places in Philadelphia. Like I love
It is,
Chinatown
yeah.
now. Uh,
Chinatown is awesome.
Chinatown's sick. I mean, on the western border is Reading Terminal, and it's pretty close to my house too. So it's like it's not too bad. Um, and so I go hang out there with this pretty large group of friends of sophomores, uh, that I befriended through said Canada trip, which is seeing how that ties back to my day to day life now. I've gotten kind of close to that group through uh, through that trip and whatever. But regardless, um, so we went out to a game cafe, and one of the girls that was there, she was like, "I need somebody to go get food with me," and I was like, "You know what? Yeah, let's go get food." So we went and we got ramen.
Mm-hmm.
It was a beautiful day, February or March, just a beautiful, cool day. One of those like kind of sweatshirt kind of weather days, like not too cold, but like chilly. It was one of those like ideal. I'm a big fan of fall, and like crisp weather, and this kind of exemplified crisp weather. Um, and we went out, we got ramen, we got bubble tea. Ended up going to the game cafe afterwards to meet up with everybody else. But she and I, we had a great time. We had a good conversation. I feel
That
like
sounds very nice.
a lot of fun. And at the time, we made plans to hopefully go and eat out more places together. But I obviously at the end that didn't come to fruition. But soon, uh, we'll get back on that. We'll go eat at some cool places eventually. But
Yeah.
yeah, that was a really really fun afternoon, like a damn fun afternoon. Um, I just something about it. Just I've known her for a long time. I've known her for two. No, I guess I haven't known her for 2 years. I've known her just for a little bit. I've known her for like a year and a half, and we've always been friends. She's pretty well acquainted with all of our group, like Toby, Vilnius, Henry, and I, and the rest of you know um that the group of juniors, and or I guess seniors. Jesus Christ. But yeah, that was a fantastic afternoon. We had a lot of fun, and I'm excited to possibly do that with her again. Eventually it's going to be a bit, but I think
Mm-hmm.
that was just a great thing that exemplified possibly my change in character, being more spontaneous and like, what, hell yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, yeah.
Trying to go experience stuff a little bit more. And yeah, yeah,
That's good. That's good. Sounds nice.
yeah.
Always good to change and grow. That sounds quite fun.
It was quite fun.
So, I'll go with the final thing I have on my list, and that is this thing I did probably when I was like 12. I am a Latvian, and I go to a Latvian heritage summer camp. It's a stay-away camp in upstate New York in the Catskill Mountains. And every year, there's like this talent show day, right? And so me and my friend Peter were going to put on a performance of the talent of me eating gluten bread, because at the time I was gluten-free due to my stomach issues. And we spent quite a while, but we did it the day before the talent show, scripting this brilliant comedy bit. It was probably not as funny as I remember it being, but the punchline is just that I basically die from eating this bread, and I fake die on stage, and I fall to the floor kicking and, you know, like seizing out. And it was by far and away the most successful of any of the talent show performances. And I felt so good after that. I was just elated. I felt so happy that I was able to manage to appease the crowd with this dumb idea that me and my friend came up with. And yeah, I like stuff like that. Other memories I could relive here. I'm just gonna throw these in quick. Speaking of that, I've done other like sort of, I don't know, stand-up pre-scripted things. Though I never wrote them myself, but I used to play this character named Tyler for my neighbor who does stand-up comedy. I would play this billionaire kid, and those are so much fun. Especially the second one, which is fantastic. I would love to redo those over and over again. Yeah.
Yeah. You know, goes to show between the two of us and our experiences that something as big as a vacation or as small as just a lunch or even just playing with some strangers on the internet can really just leave a lasting impact on you for, 2 years more, right? And I'm sure
Yeah.
I will relish the night that, I got to play Rainbow with some strangers in a couple of years too, because I'll remember that fondly.
Yeah,
And
man.
yeah, I'm glad that we did this episode. It was nice.
Yeah, this was a fun one.
I haven't heard all the stories from Vilna, so getting to know those stories is quite interesting. He told me a couple of them, but um,
Yeah. Same with you. I was aware of some, obviously, the Canada and the concert one, but it's always good to hear from you, Jay.
yes, Vilnus, you exist. I will acknowledge that after this episode. But
Yes,
anyway,
I'm a
guys,
human being.
he's a human pig. But anyway, guys, Vilnus, you got any parting words?
Not really, but I guess thank you for listening. Uh, I wish you all a good day. Please listen to the other episodes and check out the Fossil Fighter Champions playthrough series. And,
That we will probably do again soon, maybe.
yes, we should do one soon. We haven't recorded one in a month. But
Oh my god,
yeah, it's been that long.
that's not good.
Bye.
Bye. If Sean Thomas is real, then who the hell am I? All right? That's all I have to say. I don't know who I am if Sean Thomas is a real human. How could I? That would be unfair to humanity.
Boom.
I am a dog.
Oh, very nice.
I am a Leo Floridon, and I just want a friend.
Excuse me, you're a megalodon.
I'm a Leo Floridon. Happy birthday!